Hello again. This is Kevin Nethercott from the CPaaS Acceleration Alliance, and I am here with my good friend Anurag, who is joining us from Delhi. And we're excited to have a little conversation about what's coming up at BATIC in Bali, Indonesia, here at the 1st of September. Anurag, welcome, and thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Kevin. As always, it's a pleasure to interact with you and the team at CPaaS Acceleration Alliance.
Yeah, we've had an opportunity to do this virtually a few times now under different formats, and I'm excited that we're actually going to get together in person in all places, Bali. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. I think it's somewhere in a way, if I travel east and you travel west, it's somewhat midway for both of us. So I think we both have made that equal amount of effort. And I think the place that we've chosen is fantastic. So I think it's going to be a hell of a wonderful time.
I agree. Totally agree. Well, let's start off by having you share just a little bit about your role and what's happening at Globe Tele Services these days.
Sure. So Globe Tele Services is a CPaaS organization headquartered in Singapore. It's over 10 years in existence now, and it has made its mark in multiple spaces, whether it's the voice, international voice business, the international messaging business, or in the last couple of years, the platform play that it has got into. We have certain dedicated product arms, such as the GTS Technology Labs, which we call Tech Labs, which focuses on providing cutting edge CPaaS solutions for various value chain members within the ecosystem. So whether you look at the enterprises, you look at intermediaries, or you look at the end operators, we have solutions that encompass all of them. So, whether it's protecting and monetizing the network for a mobile operator, or it's helping an enterprise in its CPaaS journey through an omni-channel platform and interactive video platforms. Today, we also look into future-ready business solutions. So, for example, today data privacy is becoming a very important cornerstone across continents. So we have a dedicated organization that works on providing consent management and data privacy solutions for enterprises and operators alike. Not only that, we are into a number of bespoke solutions as and where requirements come. But yes, overall, CPaaS is our mainstay, and that's where we are focusing on.
Excellent. Well, I think last time we got together, you asked me what CPaaS was. So I think I'm going to flip it around this time. You have a number of CPaaS-based services. So share with me what your definition of CPaaS is.
Yeah, so if you ask me, I think the term was coined by Jeff Lawson, the founder of Twilio. So from that perspective, I think whatever he says, I would believe is the founding principles of the term CPaaS. But I think over the years, it has evolved a lot. And I would like to simplify it as far as possible because it's very easy to entangle it into a number of jargons and acronyms. But simply put, I feel that any solution or service which allows an enterprise to communicate effectively with its end customer is CPaaS.
I like that. I think we spend too much time talking about the technology when it's really the user experience that's the most important part of the communication platform part of the word. So totally agree with that. And that's what I'm hoping to see. I know that you've been to BATIC, I think, before, and that's where we'll be meeting is at BATIC, which is sponsored by Telen there in Bali. Tell me why you're choosing to go to BATIC and what was the draw for you to come and join the conference?
Right. So actually, I've never been to BATIC, just to correct you.
Okay.
This would be my first opportunity, but I must say that it is an event which has tremendously transformed in the last couple of years. It's a very young event. It's barely around for, I think, 3 or 4 years at max, and at least from what I understand. But what it has managed to do is it has become a confluence for industry leaders from all over the world. So, just like yourself, who's coming all the way from the US, I'm coming from India. I know there are people traveling from all over the world, whether it's Europe, Africa, Middle East. So we've got business leaders from the telecom space who are converging at a beautiful location, which gives us the ideal mix of a time to let our hair down as well. and at the same time, most importantly, talk shop. And I feel that eventually a lot of business happens off the business rooms and uh, the conference rooms and the meetings and events that we have. So I feel that having a setup where one can actually pull back, and you know that, Kevin, I run a podcast called Humans of Telecom, which focuses
Yep.
on the human side of things, and we've been grateful to have you on the show as well. I think eventually, we are all humans, and I think we like to connect with each other at a human level more than just as a company or as a corporate. From that perspective, I feel BATIC is a fabulous event because a number of humans of telecom are converging at this event, and there is a constant focus of mixing technology with a certain amount of pleasure. And I think that ideal blend helps us to have a very fulfilling experience from the entire event. And that's what even I'm looking forward to. And of course, most importantly, I'm looking forward to catching up with you in person.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. I think that's well spoken. I have had the opportunity to. I think this will be my third Baltic that I've attended, and everything that you just described is exactly what happens. And anyone that's worked with the Tellin team clearly knows their hospitality and the way that they treat everyone, and so they put on a really good show. It'll be really fun for us. Now, speaking of show, though, we are going to be one of the centerpieces of Baltic when we host the CPaaS Showcase Challenge. And so for those of you out there that are listening this maybe for the first time, the CPaaS Showcase Challenge is a bit like American Idol for humans in telecom. So essentially what happens is that we'll have uh, Globe here as one of our contestants who will be presenting about a 10-minute presentation live demo of something that's commercially available so that anyone in the audience can say, I want that. And it'll be, it's something that's actually for sale. So it's not a hackathon where developers are just coming to build something. It's actually something that's commercially available to prove, how robust the industry and the market is. What makes this fun, though, is that we've thrown a couple of interesting tweaks to it where we actually have live judges. And so we'll have some of the luminaries that are there at the show. Some of the keynote speakers will actually be the judges. And so I expect they'll have some good pointed questions for our contestants, as well as, I don't know, maybe a snarky remark or two. We'll see. But also the audience gets to vote, which I think is really cool. They vote on 5 different categories. And so between the judges and the audience, we'll actually pick a winner. And then the winner will be presented at the big dinner that night. So there'll be stage time in front of the group to demo. And for the winner, actually stage time at dinner, which I think will be really, really cool. So Anurag, as you approach this, you don't need to give me all your secrets, but maybe if you can tease us a little bit with some of the cool technology that you're planning to present, I think that we'd like to hear as much as you're willing to share.
So firstly, Kevin, very honestly, I was hoping that one of the prizes will be an all expense paid trip for the upcoming CASA, your summit. And it would have been wonderful to, get that round trip to Amsterdam. But but I think even getting recognition and space and airtime at the fabulous BATIC event itself is a wonderful opportunity. I'm looking forward to presenting what we have in store at Globe Tele Services. As I mentioned, that CPaaS is at the center stage of all our decision making and all our solutioning. So from that perspective, we have a number of bespoke solutions that cater to various requirements of the ecosystem. As I mentioned earlier, we have one fabulous offering, which is again, just like I gave a very simplified version of what CPaaS is. Similarly, we have a solution which helps in simplifying and further increasing the customer engagement between the enterprises and the end consumer. And I feel that solution is something which shall really be a hit within the audience and with the judges. I really believe that that solution, which talks about how to make a human being more interested in the communication, that is something which should eventually revolutionize the way we interact, or rather the way enterprises interact with their end consumers. And it has been a hit, thankfully, in various markets globally. So we are hoping that it shouldn't be any difference in Indonesia as well. And we look forward to showcasing our solution.
Ah, excellent. Look forward to that. No, I think too often people are worried about AI and other technologies dehumanizing the interaction. But fact of the matter is, I think by using the technology that we have, we're actually humanizing it more and bringing cultures and people closer together. And so I appreciate the approach that you're taking here, where we can share and really improve the way that we communicate with each other. Um, we're only about 10 days out, so I'm super excited to see you and interact with you there in person. And you'll be able to let down a little more hair than I can. But I'm looking forward to taking advantage of the time together and the fun social activities that they'll have planned for us as well. So safe travels,
Absolutely.
and we will meet you in Bali.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I look forward to seeing you and everyone at BATIC. See you there.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.